G'day folks, it's Jimmy here with a very special review today that I thought I'd do. I've watched this a couple of times over the weekend and thought I'd have a chat about it. Mötley Crüe, The Dirt, the movie. It's out now on Netflix. Let's talk about it. Let's go! Yes, so The Dirt, the movie based on the lives of Mötley Crüe, out now on Netflix. Let's talk. I've been critical of Mötley Crüe for years, really, especially Vince Neil. But despite that, this band has made some pretty amazing music. It has to be acknowledged over the years. Dr. Feelgood, Theatre of Pain, Shout at the Devil, you know, those albums are classic albums, there's no doubt about it. For the record, my favourite Mötley Crüe album is the self-titled one with John Corabi. I thought that was fantastic, that album. But Dr. Feelgood, a very close second. Magnificent album. I've got the book The Dirt, as I said, I've read it years ago, and my memory's sort of slowly leaving me a little bit. So I do remember a lot of the book, but not all of it. And this movie will probably prompt me to reread this again, because it's a great book. If you've never read it, read it. Now, 1982 to 1989. What a time to have been alive in Los Angeles, United States of America. Imagine being like 16 in 1982. That would mean you were born in about 1956 and you would now be about 58 years old. It's a long time ago. But imagine being like 16 in 1982 and being out and about in Los Angeles on the Sunset Strip, seeing bands like Motley Crüe, Wasp, Poison, Rat, so many more, all in their prime at that time of life. Amazing. It would have been amazing times. The parties at the Mötley Crüe house, which was just down the road from the Whiskey, I think it was. I can't begin to imagine what it would have been like there. It's just incredible times. This movie definitely takes you back to that era and shows you what it was all about. Now, I was 9 to 16 years old during that time and living in Australia, of course, where I live. So they were the years that I started to get into this kind of music, but we didn't get a lot of information back then. Back in those days, there was no internet, no nothing like that. So we kind of relied on magazines that we had, like Kerrang, Hot Metal, Metal Hammer, Hit Parader, to name a few. So that's how we got our music here. We weren't really up to date with what was going on in the LA scene, and all the magazines that came through were usually about a month behind. So it was difficult to keep up to date, but that's how it was back then. The start of this movie is quite confronting. It definitely shocks you straight away. I'm not going to go into specifics in this movie because I know that there will be people out there that haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to do any spoilers. But the first 2 minutes or so of this movie are quite confronting and very, very interesting. Now, I thought it was cast really well. I don't know who Machine Gun Kelly is. I've never heard of the guy up until the latest song that Mötley Crüe released, which, in my opinion, it's not very good. But anyway, what does it matter what I think? But apart from that, no, I haven't heard of him. Anyway, I thought he was great as Tommy Lee. I thought all of the band were cast really, really well. When you read the book and then see this on film, I think it's amazing that Mötley Crüe actually got to where they did. Because basically, it's 4 total misfits of society and stuff-ups who made it to superstardom. And it's an incredible story. It doesn't happen to many people, especially living the lives that they lived. Now, no, it does not include everything in the book. It misses a lot of stuff that's in the book, actually. But I would have loved to have seen this done as like a 3-part mini-series where they could have really delved into the book and you know, got into it and shown exactly what is in there. But I'm okay with it being the way it is because obviously, you know, to do a 3-part miniseries would be massive budget-wise and all that sort of thing. So I don't know whether they can do it now or not, given the fact that they've done the movie start to finish, but I guess we'll see what happens. What does stand out to me, though, about this is Vince's life. I'm sorry, I'm reading off something here, of course, because it's a long review. What that guy would have had to have gone through, especially with his daughter, as a parent myself, that section of the movie really had me thinking a lot. I do kind of understand why Vince is the way he is, given what he has gone through in his life. I do still think that he is a lazy singer, unfit, and he's dialing it in. But anyway, I mean, when you think about what he's gone through in his life, pretty hard. So maybe I need to cut Vince some slack. We'll see. Now, Nikki Sixx, although each member does get their say in the movie and also in the book, it does feel like this is Nikki's story in a way. It feels like he's telling the main side of it. Fair enough, it's his band, he started it, and he's obviously lived a pretty interesting life. So if his heroin addiction is true, how do you survive that? And I'm not doubting his heroin addiction. I think it's obviously was pretty massive. But how do you survive that? I just don't know. And the other question that I've always sort of wondered is, how do you remember everything that went on during that time? I don't know. Maybe he's got some kind of special memory. I know he wrote diaries and stuff, but it's all very interesting, shall we say. I've always respected Mick Mars. The respect level is higher now. I'm amazed that the guy can still play. He's severely underrated as a guitarist, I think, as well. And I love the way in the movie that Mick entered the band. I thought that was hilarious, what happened there. I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched it, but for anyone who has watched it, you know what I'm talking about. He's an enigma, Mick Mars, there's no doubt about it. I actually, though, I did have to look a fair bit at Mick because for a while there I thought it was Styx Adina from Steel Panther playing Mick Mars. Anyway, that's what I thought. Now, the guy who played Ozzy Osbourne, his name is Tony Cavallero. He was brilliant in that scene with as Ozzy Osbourne. Hilarious, disgusting, but hilarious all the same. Mötley Crüe were huge. They were right band, right time, in the right place. I love the era. It's basically my favourite era of music. So I really did get sucked into this movie. And I loved it. I want to see more of this. I would love to see a movie like this done on Van Halen. I think it would be fascinating, but it'll probably never get done. Someone out there, please do it. It would be really cool. The story is great. It's fun. It's funny. It's sad. And it's disgusting. Apparently, this was how the 80s was in Los Angeles, and I don't doubt it. From all the books that I've read, and I've read a lot of books about the LA scene and that time frame, all this stuff happened, and when you watch it, it's just, compared to now, amazing. One question I do have, though, does anyone out there know if the tattoo that Doc McGee got on his arm that's shown in the movie, was that real? Did Doc actually get that done? Because I don't know. I'm interested in that, because I think that's pretty funny. Overall, I thought that the movie was good. It's really good. It's not really a true representation of the book as such, but I'm okay with that, because maybe this movie might get some kids out there that have watched it to get out and want to have a crack at being a musician, playing a rock and roll band and that sort of thing. And that's good. Who knows? As a hard rock fan, any publicity that we can get for the genre is good at the moment. I'm patiently waiting for the rock revival to take off into the mainstream. It's probably a pipe dream, but I don't care. That's me. I want it to happen. It'd be great if it did. It probably won't. Whatever. We've got some amazing new bands from all over the world, though, and people that are into this sort of music and style that don't know of what's out there right now, you really should get on YouTube and check websites and YouTube pages like The Hard Rock Show and my own, where I've got heaps of reviews of all new bands and stuff. There's a shitload out there, folks, and they're great. I think it's time to get them out from under the underground. That would be nice. Anyway, look, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. I've watched it twice. I will watch it again. It's a pretty incredible story from an amazing era. I'm glad they did it. It's very enjoyable. I would love to know what you people think of the movie. Chuck some comments in below. Let's get a conversation started perhaps about it. Bit of a review from you people out there. Anyway, please subscribe and check if you're interested in what I'm doing here. There's more reviews and stuff on my YouTube page. So thanks for watching and have a great day. See ya.